suggestion is not to go that quick in a 7-seater because those are family cars.
That'll be another one. Oh, the pressure has ramped up on the bowling side. Bowlers are finding it very difficult to clear their thinking and stick with the plan. Oh, what a partnership. 117 from 62 deliveries. Remarkable. The way pressure was handled and the bowlers were dealt.
78 for 3 after 10 overs. At that stage, I don't know if anyone else was, but I was thinking, this is going to be a struggle. This is almost game over. And then all of a sudden, they broke loose. The chains were removed, and we've seen some exemplary hitting. I mean, that is just lambasted through mid-wicket for 4.
That's footloose. The way they are moving at the moment at the crease. He just pulled the ball off the front foot. Successful and indicative of the fact how much time this youngster has to execute his throw. Knew where the ball was going and where the gap was. Making it mighty difficult for the bowlers.
Four more. When you play like this, luck is on your side. That is 12 boundaries in 20 deliveries.
And if you have scored 70 runs just under 4 overs, which captain would have a slip in place? And I'm with you, HD. These two batters are riding their luck.
It's about now where every single bowler at the LPL is wishing for New York City for that surface there. But that's long gone. We're now back on the batting paradises of Pallekele. Great shot. There is protection, and that's brilliantly fielded, but unfortunately, at the last moment, it just trickles into the fence, and that is yet another boundary. They are coasting now. Required rate, just 6. It got up to 12, would you believe it?
Oh my word, what hitting from these two. They're fetching the ball from outside the off stump with an angle which was taking the ball away from the off stump. And to be able to hit into that gap and that hard, you require some skills, and the fielder needs some skills there.
So 27 runs are required for victory. Avishka needs 25 for 100. And I say that because the fastest century in LPL history went today. 50 balls. Kusal Pereira. That is under serious threat, but the problem is he might run out of runs.
Well, certainly he matched the ambience created by Kusal Pereira, didn't he?
And Kusal Pereira is probably standing behind the stumps after the first delivery thinking, well, I've got player of the match sewn up.
I've got 100. It's the fastest one in LPL history. I'm certainly going to get handed the check. Well, Avishka Fernando has said, not yet. Next up, another doubleheader. Galle Marvels taking on the Colombo Strikers. That should be an absolute beauty. Full of superstars, both those sides. 7 p.m. local time, we'll be on air.
Well, HD, this is the 4th game of this edition of LPL, and so far the standard of cricket we have seen is top-notch. Fielding has been good, bowling, batting, whatever you department you talk about, standard has been raised, and it's thoroughly enjoyable.
That'll be another wide. So Avishka will get back onto strike here and have the last delivery of the over. And there'll be a timeout at the conclusion of this over. I'm not sure the batting side even want to take it.
It's mandatory, unfortunately, HD. Well, it's remarkable, isn't it? At the start of the 11th over, they required 1.50 and over to win this game. Now it's been brought down to 5.76.
He'll keep the strike because that will conclude the 16th. There's still one more over of the power blast.
Position.
Chance, no chance. Oh, it needed to be taken, but the parachute was pulled. Chapman in the deep. It would have been spectacular, but in these sort of situations, that's what you need.
No, that was in the air for a long time. Looks like he misjudged the flight, bailed out at the last moment.
Last throw of the dice here, really, for Dambulla, bringing on Mustafizur Rahman. Taken. Nicely judged catch in the deep. The breakthrough they need. They bring back the big man, Mustafa Zerahman, to strike. He's answered the call.
आपका नो रैश डिसीजन क्या था? जब बेबी की
Five men inside the 30-yard circle. The power blast is underway here. He just didn't middle it.
Yeah, the bat rotated in the hands. That's why I couldn't get the power. The fielder had plenty of time to camp underneath it. Reverse cupped it.
Juanito Fernando, the man in the deep that held on to the catch. Lovely shot. Wants two, should get two comfortably. And that will be the end of Avishka Fernando's fastest 100.
And such a nice timer of the ball, Dhananjaya De Silva. Hasn't justified his talent. Such an elegant batsman.
Brilliantly bowled. This is what he's good at. He gets the ball to bite in the surface, doesn't he?
Yeah, kind of a spongy bounce for him on that occasion. And landed the ball on the right length. Bit of deviation of the surface as well for the left armer with that slow delivery.
Beaten again. Brilliant over. They needed that. Just 3 from it. That's the end of the power blast overs. 17 gone.
आज का कड़क चैलेंज
Arms will go out again. locally put together. The 7-seater, the Glory
Eye Auto. That is brand spanking new, that one. Plastic still on the
seat cover and the seats.
Leather smell as well.
You just don't want anyone to smear one over towards that car and it goes through the windscreen. Sure, there's insurance taken out though. Really is a lovely part of Sri Lanka, this, the hills of Kandy. And batters like coming here, that's for sure. Pallekele.
Hit that one with disdain, didn't he? It was a whitish delivery, a race for it.
affordable, hassle-free experience for Seth. And also count on them to be on time.
Well, they would have gone down well in the Caribbean during the World Cup if they were on time.
Were you stranded in the Caribbean?
There were just a couple of teams. I think Sri Lanka had a few problems, didn't they, with regard to travel. There was a couple of logistical issues, but it's okay. But let's spare a thought for those that are in Barbados at the moment. There's a hurricane that's tormented the island, and many people have lost their homes, and our prayers and thoughts go out to all of those affected by that hurricane. Been a good over, just 3 from it. Well, they needed just to run a ball. Now, the last time we saw that, sorry to go back to the World Cup, was when South Africa needed to run a ball from 26. Couple of good overs, and all of a sudden, the game can change. A wicket. If Avishka gets out, the game can change again.
Not every team is South African team, HD. Just kidding.
That's nasty. Too high up on the bat, will just be a single.
Well, you guys have broken that jinx. Finally qualified for the finals. Next time? Who knows?
Yeah. They're a good bunch of players. They're good lads. A lot of people were pulling for them, and they got themselves into such a wonderful position. But India have a world-class bowler, arguably one of the best there's been, with Jasprit Bumrah. He did the job. Right, who's going to do the job here? Here's the chance. Here is the opportunity for Dambulla. It's taken comfortably, and there's always a twist in a T20 match.
He went for plenty to Sara in the previous over in that power blast. But he came back very strongly after bowling a wide delivery.
Very early in this over, but he has come back well. The over was economical, and that's why he was able to have the batter trying an extravagant stroke. And with this wicket,
there is a bit of chance for the bowling side to win this game. Nevertheless,
Just got his length wrong, Mustafa Zir.
This time around he bowled straighter. He was bowling with that left arm angle throughout the last over, but this time around changed the line, and Dhananjaya was ready for it. He had pre-decided that he's going to take a chance. He's going to look to find a boundary, and he's got it.
They were toying with a change of field, but have decided against it as mid-on went back onto the boundary, now has been brought back in. Dhananjaya was the man on strike. He hit the boundary. Now he gets a signal because it was the end of the over. Azmatullah Ormazai is the new man, the Afghan all-rounder. He can hit a long seed.
Yeah. How many times we have seen him taunting the ball and got his side over the line. That was a good hit. Spotted that slow delivery, cleared the front leg to be able to hit the ball aerial and over mid-on.
Run a ball. That's all that's required. They won't try and finish it in singles though. Gone. Needed a direct hit. Got one.
Oh, there was no communication. There was no communication, none whatsoever. And that allowed Tauheed Hridoy to pounce on that opportunity. Found the target, took his time. Tauheed Hridoy, and that was intelligent. Aimed at the stumps, aligned the body, and then hurled the ball onto the stumps. Needless run out. Dhananjaya, shot's day came to an end through that run out. Scored 9, it's 182 for 6.
The new man on strike, 10 from 9. Mustafa Zir has been exceptional. It will be a single. What about this for a spell of bowling? He's 2 for 25. He's nearly completed his 4th, and his pressure has created these moments.
He was running leisurely, wasn't he? Dhananjaya never committed himself for that run, but he was committed. He was alert. Tauheed Hridoy at point.
So we go to the last one more time. One delivery remains here. Nubby, he went for 20 in his 4 overs. The captain led from the front in a high-scoring game. That's a brilliant spell. He's brought back the fizz at the right moment, bowling the penultimate over. Their backs are still against the wall, there's no doubt.
Just out of reach and will run away for 4. That will ease the nerves, that will ease the pressure. There's an over left here, 188 for 6.
plenty in this game. And that's good running. The moment he placed the ball away from the fielder, it was off like a hair. Omar Zaid.
Yeah, brought into the side tonight for Mukti. But just two needed now. Scores a level. Well, there were a few hiccups along the way. After the first 10 overs, many thought Jaffna wouldn't even get close. But a sensational partnership between the captain, Sri Lanka, and Avishka Fernando has ensured that Jaffna are going to get there with balls to spare, you would think now, as all the fielders converge on the cut strip. Everyone inside the 30-yard circle. Fabian Allen won't recognise one. He'll want a boundary.
Ball.
Oh, hello. Here we go. Two deliveries remain. Surely not. He will keep looking for the boundary as now a poster goes out deep mid wicket. So there's a single available there, but you're playing against the spin. Or do you take the man on the fence on? That's not going to be wided. That is not going to be wided. And we are down to the last delivery.
Last ball.
Yeah, it was Jaffna Kings who lost the game of the last delivery yesterday. And they have to make sure this time around they win the game of the last ball of the innings.
Nabi leaves the man at deep mid wicket. A dot here will see us have a super over. This is out the ground. He waited for the last delivery, but in the end, it's Jaffna who win by 4 wickets.
That's where he lacks the left-arm spinner cricketing intelligence. He was able to spin the ball and beat the batter. Why did he need to dart the ball? Made it much more easier for the batter to score runs. Nevertheless, first win for Jaffna Kings in this edition of LPL 2024, winning the game of the last delivery of the match. Well, they have to reflect what went wrong in this game. For them, they had the runs on the board, but still were not able to win this one.
Yeah, Mohammad Nabi was very good with the ball. So was Mustafa Zur Rahman. The rest were a little bit on the expensive side. But we're not going to blame the bowlers here. There was an exceptional partnership between Sri Lanka and Avishka Fernando, and they so nearly took them over the line. But instead, we got some nervous jitters. They got there in the end, and they now find themselves second on the table, and the Dambulla Sixers remain rooted to the foot. Here's the moment. They needed one off the last. Allen went long.
Yeah, he was looking for that length, wasn't he? Had the full stride in, even before the ball was bowled. Got that length, and he went after it. And got his team over the line. He's a disappointed captain, isn't he? Nabi.
Yeah, he might be disappointed, but spare a thought for Kusal Perera, who becomes the first batter to score a century and finish on the losing side in an LPL match.
And this is not the first time I've seen this happening. I think it was the first edition of LPL where he went big and still not able to win the game for his side.
Yeah, it was a big total to chase down. 192 was the target. 197 is what
They ended up with. Asanka started them well, then they faltered, were going nowhere until Avishka decided to put the foot down and Roshan Abasinga.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've seen almost everything in this Lanka Premier League, and what a game we've had today. The game going down to the last ball of the over, and it's been absolutely fantastic. The Dambulla Sixers versus Jaffna Kings, as I welcome to the post-match presentation of the Lanka Premier League Season 5, which is powered by 1xBet, Dafa News and Crickada News. And also, let me thank our sponsors or partners, Fitz Air, D247 News, 100 Plus, Nippon Paints. We also got American Water, Turbo, DFSK by Unimo and Elephant House. And before we get to our awards, let me congratulate Jaffna for an outstanding win by 4 wickets today. And as I said, it was a truly magnificent game. Right, it's time for the IPG Player of the Match, and we got one of the selectors here, Taranga Parnavithana. Welcome, and he couldn't have come at a better time because he's seen some outstanding cricket. US dollars 1,500. I know there were quite a few contenders. There was a magnificent 100 by Kusal Pereira. There were half centuries, but the adjudicators went for Avishka, who made 80 of 34 balls with 6 sixers and 7 fours. Avishka Fernando, IPG Player of the Match. Avishka ප්‍රථමයෙන් ඔබ ඉනිම ගැන කතා කරොත් පීඩනයකින්ද හිටියේ ලකුණු සංඛ්‍යාව දිහා බලලා
ඔව් ඇත්තටම බොඩි ප්‍රෙෂර් එකක් තිබ්බා මොකද 190ක් කියන ලොකු ස්කෝර් එකක්. ඉතින් හැබැයි මායි චරිතය එකතු වෙලා ඒක කරන්න පුළුවන් වුණා.
ඔබ ඉනිම ගොඩනගපු ආකාරය ගැන කතා කරොත් ඔබ පළවෙනි බෝලේ ඉඳන්ම පිට පහරවල එල්ල කරා. ඒකද ඔබේ සැලැස්ම උනේ?
ඇත්තටම මම අද නම්බර 4 බැට් කරේ මොකද අපේ ස්ටාෆ් එකයි මමයි බැලුවා යටට හිටියොත් මොකද්ද කරන්න පුළුවන් නේ. හැබැයි අන්තිමට ඒ දේ කරන්න පුළුවන් වුණා. මම නම්බර 4 බැට් කළා. ඉතින් මම හිතන්නේ මාව බැක් කරා. ඉතින් ඒකින්ද මේක කරන්න පුළුවන් වුණා.
All right, well played, Avishka.
Thank you.
Right, he's pleased about the innings. He spoke about the way he batted and his plan to try and get to the score. And now we have the Fitz Air lucky winner. Air ticket voucher will be presented by Mr. Najat Sumaru, the manager finance, and it goes to Suleiman Hanafi. He is the Fitz Air lucky winner, the air ticket voucher. And let me now talk to Mohammad Nami, the Dambulla Sixers skipper. I think you had enough runs on the board, didn't you?
Bismillah Rahman. Yeah, it's enough total on this kind of track, slow track, if you have three good spinners in the team as well. But the way we started as a bowling, we 10 for 60 and 3 got a wicket. Still we in the game. But Avishka played really well, and the captain. Yeah, he totally
what
changed
about
the game.
Those 3 overs that went for 60 runs?
Yeah, that's why we lost the game. We didn't defend that score, and that 3 over we cost our game. Yeah.
Bad luck today on a personal note. Very well bowled, and all the best.
Yeah, thank you.
Let me talk to the winning captain now, Charit Asalanka. Congratulations, Charit. We've seen some, peculiar things. If I say peculiar, because you started bowling, was that the plan?
Yeah, there was a plan because 2 left-handers was opening to Dabulla, and I thought myself and Dhananjay can bowl a little bit earlier. That's why I bowled.
What about your bowling resources? You think you have enough depth, particularly in the spin?
I think so, but the thing is, Vyas could have bowled his 4th or 4 overs, otherwise we are in small trouble, And but Dhananjay gave me that support, and he bowled really well.
You like to reflect on the chase. You guys had a magnificent chase. Very nearly got into a problem, but got over the line.
That was a phenomenal game, and I think especially Avishka batted really well, amazing, and his innings gave us a really good energy for the innings.
Yeah, I think Avishka did well. You did well too. All the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, that is our post-match presentation.
Lovely game to open up things for our little double header. Next up, the Galle Marvels take on the Colombo Strikers. The Colombo Strikers will be desperate to win this one to go and stay top of the table. Right, that'll be 7 p.m. local time. We'll catch you then.